Hey guys, Xaryu here, and today I have some FMP gameplay for you guys. And if you guys don't know, FMP is my original comp. It's the first comp that I ever hit rank 1 with back in season 13, that tyrannical season with my boy Beanslayer and Fusion. Kinda actually transferred and got it with Jamili and Beanslayer because Fusion didn't want to exfer, and yeah, there's a bunch of whatever going, like politics going on, but transferred with Jamili and got it on Kalthazad with Beanslayer and Jamili, and that was so much fun. I love FMP, so bringing back the FMP today for you guys. This isn't the greatest comp right now. It's actually pretty bad, but it's very, very fun. I always enjoy playing FMP. So here we're against the Pally's Mr. Brown. We got an Ellie, a Windwalker, Seth, and Wealthy Man just training down the Ellie this game. So the kind of the goal, the goal used to be, Sheep and Clone DRs back and forth on all three of them, really. But Ferals don't have Clone anymore. So it's kind of just, I go for Sheeps. If I can't get the Sheeps, we go for Fears. And a lot of it is like a bash into a Sheep, or a maim into a Sheep, or a if I can't get the Sheeps, it could be like a bash into a Fear into a Sheep. And that's kind of our CC chain. And in the meantime, the Feral's just ripping on one guy. I'm CCing the healer and the other guy, and I'm just doing frostbolt damage. So that's kind of how the comp works. And as you can tell, it's not as good as some other comps I've been playing, where we have these crazy one-shot win conditions, or crazy CC with a Druid, a Resto Druid and a Warrior, like, crazy control with like a Rogue or something. It's just, that's why you don't really see Feral and Mage together too often. But my Feral is Suchi, actually, the Why You Dead originator, and he is destroying the Shaman right now, just full bleeds. We do get that ultimate sacrifice from the Pally. Being trained by the Monk, and since we got that ultimate sack, I kind of head out here. The ultimate sack's fading, though, so I try to go for a full Sheep on the Pally, but end up not getting it. I get Fist of Fury up here by the Monk. Monk gets stunned up, trying to go for a Sheep, but I either canceled that or got stopped there. I'm still trying to get the Sheep on the Pally, and I do get a full Sheep on the Pally, but the Shaman's just line of sighting me, and that's the thing. Mages, it's very, very difficult, like, if you just run around the pillar to actually get anything off. So we got a full Fear off that full Sheep, into a half Sheep on the guy, and then into a quarter Sheep. So that's quite a bit of CC there on the Pally. The Shaman's still pretty high life here, though, because I didn't get to do pretty much any damage into that at all. Just trying to get some damage off here onto the Shaman, just casting a couple Frost Bolts, killing that totem there. I have Sheep DR up in 5 seconds on the Pally, so I'm definitely keeping an eye on that, and as soon as that Sheep DR comes off, I'm like, alright, let's go for it, because those are really our windows. We got another sacrifice here onto the Shaman, so now they have no sacrifices, and that is kind of our chance to go, okay, no sacrifices, even if Pally, bubbles or something, we're good to go. We can actually land a kill. So those are the two things you kind of want to get out of the way. There's also wall from the Shaman, but the sacrifices are the big immunity. So here we get a full bash. I'm trying to go for a Sheep here, but I do get knocked and in-capped on that. Pally gets full feared up, which is just beautiful. Going for a Sheep off of that. Just doing a ton of damage, and the guy dies. So in our final actual kill there was without a Sheep, and it was just a ton of damage. So you can kill without Sheeps, but a lot of the times you will kill with Sheeps as well. So here we're going into the next game against these same guys. It was a pretty close matchup last time, so I was definitely not like, oh yeah, free win or something. This is definitely pretty scary. And in this game, what you'll see here in a second is that every time I push up, I kind of die. And every time I play back, I'm doing fine, but I can't really get much done. I can't really get much pressure out. So it's kind of that awkward little like zone where if I push and I die, if I stay back, I can't do anything. So kind of just hanging out here back, hitting the Monk ports in the room, so I'm like, okay, I guess I'll push in. I actually blink and get a really nice Sheep there off on the Pally, so I decided, okay, this is my chance to push in. So I actually push in with this, trying to get a resheep. I do get it. Trying to get a Glacial Spike off. Pretty decent damage there, but we get that ultimate sacrifice. We get the wall from the Shaman and the Trinkets. We got an amazing opener here, actually. So right here we can kind of just run away instead of playing in, which is kind of what I do, which is actually really nice. I do have Trinket Temp Shield if I need. By the way, I have been playing with Trinket more often than Relentless against a lot of teams, but specifically Monks, just so I can use Trinket Temp Shield as an out. I actually do it right here, Trinket Temp Shield on the fist, so I don't have to actually use my Ice Block, which is just beautiful. This is Monk cooldown, so I'm just getting away, spam sheeping the Monk. And now that I'm full HP, we have things under control, I can start pushing back in and trying to go for a sheep in the penalty, or so I think. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, it's time to push in. I blink in, get a sheep off of that bash, which is actually pretty nice. Lighting up the shaman with some damage, trying to get a resheep on the pally, but I do get fisted here. Pally gets full feared instead. So I'm thinking, okay, this is not bad at all. And then I have to ice block. So then we're like, okay, every time I'm pushing in, I'm kind of just dying. So I was like, all right, let me just play out more, because I don't want to, you know, push in and die in this room. And actually, with this map, I would suggest playing outside of the room almost every time. So if anyone's watching and you kind of notice whenever you go in that room, it's kind of a death trap, especially against warlocks and shamans and classes like that. Just don't push in, let them come out to you, and you're gonna have a much better time out here as a mage, because you just have more room to kite, more room to do everything. So I'm playing out here, and I'm just hitting I literally there, I was just splitting onto the monk and made the monk push back. So it's kind of like my priest and my feral are 2v2ing the Ellie and the shaman, and I'm dueling the monk. It's a little bit, you know, kind of similar to that. It's a 2v2 and a 1v1. I'm pulling out the monk so far that the monk's actually forced to come back, or else he's just going to die to me in a 1v1. And now, since, you know, they're all kind of in the room and they're not looking at me, I can kind of poke my head in, you know, say hi, say what's up. But I don't want to, you know, get in there too much like last time, because I don't have an ice block available if I do, you know, get into too much trouble here. I'm trying to get a sheep off the bash onto the pally. I actually do land it, so getting a couple good sheeps this game. We force out the trinket wall from the shaman, getting completely owned. So here I'm probably thinking, all right, let's get out of here. They did force Pain's up, which is a 4-minute cooldown. Getting some big damage off here onto the shaman though. The mind control half onto the pally, not too bad, but the shaman's just line of sighting me, can't get much done, and every time I play in that room I get destroyed, so I'm just pulling back out. I'm sheeping the monk, and then I decide, screw it, let's just start hitting the monk if they're gonna play in the room, and I'll just kill the monk. I was like, I'll just kill the monk while you guys are in there. Like, I can't really push in there too much. Every time I try to do anything, though, the monk ports back in to the room, which is fine then, because then the monk has no port, which means we can do a lot more damage. So I actually get a huge shatter combo there and go for a crazy one-shot. So pretty insane end to that game. I hope you guys enjoy these old school FMP matchups. I just, you know, I love FMP. It's been a long time since I've actually played this matchup, but yeah. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, a thumbs down if you didn't really like it. Let me know in the comments what you guys want to see for next time. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.